Don't forget to hit record. You know, Dwayne Short has a lot of chocolate outside his office in the M building. Always has chocolate. Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe in response to Laura's comment that we have a schedule to update our communication or our web, every 6 months, every year, whatever is necessary to communicate, because the terminology is coming out different each time. There's COVID relief, and there's chronic too, and so we could clarify those, like you know off the top of your head, rather those went into the restricted category, so we could talk about it on a timely basis, whatever the right time is to update our communications. I don't know what you were envisioning as far as keeping that. I know earlier you said you don't want to plan for too much updating because it's just too much to take on.
Okay. You are connected. Okay. Sarah. Am I on the right one?
Hi, Miss Bates.
Oh, okay. Hi. Am I at the right
Hi.
one?
Yeah, you're on a
Oh,
different
oh,
feed
okay.
there. Yeah,
Okay.
yours is still up. If you just come back into where you were, you'll be able
Well,
to. But
no, I'm at work now. I'm on
oh,
Sarah's computer, but I can see you. Can you click
okay.
on where it says Sarah Reyes?
Yeah, I need you just to turn your video
Okay.
on. There you go. I don't see you. I see a white dot. I think it is.
Oh, where am I? Um, Let me ask Sarah. She knows everything. Can you see me? No. Wonder where the camera thing is.
Probably just have to turn the camera around. That's what I'm thinking.
Mute. What's this? Blur my background. Hmm. Hmm. Come on, Sarah.
Hmm.
Let me think about this.
Okay.
Oh, video. Is it supposed to be on video?
Yes, but it doesn't, it looks like you have your video on. So you have to turn your camera facing you. It looks like it's maybe facing up at the wall.
Okay. I know I'm smarter than this thing.
What are you
But
on?
the thing
What
is,
kind
on her monitor, she doesn't have like a little round. I don't know where. Let me see. Let me move around.
Does she have a piece of paper over her camera?
No, there's no
'Cause some
paper
people
here.
do that.
I know. I got it. I got it. There.
There
Okay.
you go.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have someone on Jean Bates and
Oh, that's Sarah.
That's Sarah. Sarah, you
She's
can
at
go
home.
ahead and just turn that off.
I have to turn that on.
you want me?
Yeah.
Needed. Hang on.
No. You keep yours on, Sarah. I mean, Jean.
Jean. Yeah, there. She's gone now.
I gotta not pay attention to the names at the bottom. So
Oh, so I'm just Sarah, because it's her computer, right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay, got it. Okay.
All right, ready to go. Back on the record.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Bates, I'm going to pull up a document for you. This was previously attached as Exhibit A to Randy Bates' deposition transcript. It's entitled Convertible Promissory Note, and it appears to be between Uprise and a company by the name of RBIG LLP.
All right.
Do you know who RBIG LLP is?
No.
Have you ever seen this document before?
No.
Okay. I'll just go to the last page of the document. There appear to be two signature lines. Neither one is completed. One is for Jonathan Knight and the other one is for Randy Bates on behalf of RBIG LLP. Does that refresh your recollection at all with regard to seeing this document before?
No.
Have you ever heard of a company by the name of Gereka, Gereka?
No. Is it a person? No, I don't know that name at all.
I'll go ahead and share the screen with you again. We are looking at Bates stamp document number. Should be UE 108. And this is on the letterhead of Garrica Development Corporation Limited. It's a letter dated June 30th of 2019. Do you recognize this letter at all?
No,
Have you ever heard of an individual by the name of Steve Welsh?
no,
Anybody from Uprise ever indicate to you that Garrica Development Corporation had submitted a letter with an expression of interest to establish an exclusive sales contract with Uprise?
there were discussions of people that wanted exclusive sales rights, but I no names. I don't know. That's not anything I would be involved in.
You know, you indicated earlier that you did become involved in portions of the application that PEP submitted concerning Uprise. And you indicated that inclusion was due to some questions maybe that Rosa had made. Was there any other participation that you had with regard to that application?
Like, what do you mean? I'm sorry. Randy, Sarah's calling. Can you see what she? Sorry about that.
Okay.
Was there any what other involvement? You mean the grant process
Yes, ma'am.
when you say application? No, just if they had questions or needed help, I just would help them. I didn't write the grant or anything like that.
Did you become involved before the grant was submitted or after the grant was submitted?
Before.
And do you recall approximately when it was that you became involved in the process?
Well, at the point where we all met with Marvin.
During the time that you were involved in this process, did you ever review any of Uprise's financial documentation?
Well, no, not really, other than to just see that there was a balance sheet and to include it in the grant or whatever it is they wanted. But I didn't review it or anything like that.
Okay. Do you recall seeing a balance sheet that was submitted by Uprise?
No. No, not specifically, no.
Let me open up some different documents here. All right, I am looking at an email dated December 19, 2016. This is from Jonathan Knight to Don Diskin and others. Now, I do not see that this email was sent to you. We are looking at Bates number UE137 at the moment. Now, this email talks about a master budget and crew task spreadsheet. Do you ever recall reviewing a master budget that was submitted by Uprise?
Vaguely.
Let me go to the budget
Yes,
itself.
I have seen that.
Okay. When do you recall seeing the master budget, which is attached to the email that we're looking at?
I don't know, sometime like when we first either, I don't know, when early on, I've seen it several times.
Okay. Do you remember seeing this sometime in 2016 or 2017?
2017, maybe?
Do you remember, was this part of the grant application? Only if you know.
I do not know. I don't remember that being part of it, no.
Who showed you the master budget?
John Knight.
And what was the purpose for John Knight showing you the master budget?
He was just explaining to Randy and I how the whole thing works. You know, what it's going to take and, you know, project management, that kind of thing.
Gotcha. As part of your work in project management, have you reviewed master budgets before?
Yes.
Now, this master budget that was provided to you, was it your understanding that this was a projection as to what the budget could be?
Everything in project management is a projection.
Gotcha. All right. Before you invested any of, strike that, before Naturescape invested any money in Uprise, did you personally ask to see any financial statements?
No, I didn't need to.
Why not?
Because I know of John Knight, I know of his reputation, and I know that there's never been a project that he hasn't finished, and that was good enough for me.
Okay.
And
And when you say-
the
Go ahead,
projects
I'm
that
sorry.
he's worked on have been huge projects, and I know that if he says he's going to do something, he does it.
Right, so you invested into Uprise based on your belief in John Knight's reputation. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Anything other than that?
No.
Other than Knight and Carver, are you aware of any other projects that Mr. Knight was involved in?
Not specifically. I know that he has been in the boat industry in San Diego since forever. I know that my dad knew him, and I know that his reputation was sterling.
Okay, we're looking now at a document. It's written by or written on letterhead that says San Diego PEP, signed by Don Diskin, and it's UE number says 2. Have you seen this letter before?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And do you know who wrote this letter?
Well, I think that Don did.
Okay. And this letter actually starts at 01. And it's entitled Memo of Intent, dated January 26, 2017. Now, do you know for a fact that Don drafted the letter?
No, I don't know that.
Are you aware of the fact that John Knight drafted a draft memo of intent for Ms. Diskin to use as the template to write this memo of intent?
That's entirely possible. He's an excellent writer.
Now, this letter talks about Uprise being invited to a presentation of the board of PEP. Did you go to that board meeting?
No,
This letter talks about some programs. The first one is federal funding for a feasibility study. The second is federal funding for acquisition of a facility. The third is federal funding from the Office of Community Services. Now, this third one, is that the grant application that you were aware of that PEP prepared?
yes.
Okay. Now, it says that the terms and conditions of each program are unique and that a grant writer with extensive experience is going to be used. Is it your understanding that Marlon Williams was that grant writer?
Yes.
And in fact, he was used on your grant application too, correct?
Yes.
Now, the next document we're looking at is an email from John Knight dated February 4, 2017. And Randy at Naturescape is copied on this email. This is UE number 217. And my understanding is that you received copies of the emails that go to Randy, correct?
Yes, everything that comes to Randy at Naturescape Inc., all of us get it immediately. And so we can respond if we need to.
Now, this email indicates that it's directed to Dawn. He says, "Good morning, Dawn." Then it says, "Jean has kept me updated on her communications with you in regard to the grants." You were communicating with Dawn regarding the grant process before February 4th, 2017, correct?
Yes.
Now, in this email, he talks about a place called the Jutland, Jutland facility.
Yes.
Do you know what he was referring to?
The building on Jutland. It was, it used to be the skateboard place, but then they went out of business and they were looking to lease or sell the building.
Okay, and did you have an understanding with regard to whether Uprise was looking at either leasing or selling the building? I'm sorry.
We both
purchasing?
were. Yes, we really wanted that building, but it just ended up being too much money. And then somebody from Mexico came and snagged it away anyway.
What
Now
was the-
Amazon has it.
Of course, Amazon's buying everything, aren't they?
Yeah.
How much was the price of the property?
Oh, like a lot, like 25 million or something. It was a lot.
John said in his email that investor funding would enable them to make a deal on that facility. Do you know what investor funding John was
You
talking?
know, wait a minute. It might have been 12 million. I don't know. And there was this investor who was we were going to buy the building together, but then so it was like whoever it was like this software company or crypto something or whatever, and they ended up, it's just stupid. They had an affair or something and ended up divorced, and the wife ended up with all the money. So that investor never happened.
Do you know the name of the company?
No,
Do you know the name of the individual that you guys were dealing with on that?
no.
So when was it that that investor kind of dropped out of the funding process?
Not too long after this letter.
Hey, when you say not too long after February of 2017, do you mean a matter of months, a matter of weeks?
Weeks.
So sometime on or before June of 2017, that investor was out of the picture, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Now, when you first started working in the same building with Uprise, you indicated to me that John and Jonathan Knight were there. How many other employees were there with them at that point?
Well, there was Rosa and Nick and the guys and the guy in the back, the one that does the molds, and then what's his name? The electrical engineer guy. And then one other guy, kind of part-time.
So that would be a total of 7 individuals, correct?
At first, yeah.
And at some point in time, did that number of 7 increase or decrease?
Yes, it increased.
When did it increase?
Oh yeah, Donovan was there too. When did it increase? I can't even tell you. I know it was summertime.
Okay, was it the summer of 2017 or the summer of 2018?
Pre-COVID. I don't know.
Okay, so it
Probably
could have been,
seven. Probably 18. I don't know though.
all right. So from the time that you started there until approximately the summer of 2018, would you say that Uprise had approximately 7 or 8 employees?
Yes.
And then in 2018, how many did they increase that number to?
I don't know exactly. There's quite a few, but can't tell you that exactly.
Do you know what they were working on?
They were building windmills.
Do you know how many windmills they built in 2018?
Well, I think that's when they built the 7, but I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Gotcha. Okay, the next email is dated February 8th, and that is Bates number 219. That's a response to the email that we just saw, and it was copied to you. Do you remember receiving a copy of this email?
Yes.
And at this point, it looks like Don discussed Marlon setting up a call. You see that?
Yes, I was not in that call.
Do you know if Uprise ever had a deal to sell any units in Asia?
Yes, they wanted to do that. And Marlon wanted to be in charge of that. And then after all that stuff happened with the grant, and then Marlon politely said he didn't want to be in the middle of it, and he just didn't want to get involved.
Okay. So to your knowledge, did Uprise ever sell any units in Asia?
Did they ever? Asia. Look, I'm not very good on physical geography, so I don't know what countries they've sold to, but I know that, I don't know. I can't answer that.
That's fine. The next email is John's reply to Don's email dated February 8th. And this is UE number 222. Just basically says, thank you, Dawn. We can be available to discuss Marlon's interests and what is the best way to coordinate this call. Do you recall receiving this email?
I've seen that email.
Do you know
That
if
probably really would have been for Randy because I think, I don't know, but I think Randy sat in on those meetings.
do you remember if the meeting with Marlon went forward?
I don't know if that meeting did because Marlon was forever rescheduling and I know that at some point they had a meeting with Marlon. I wasn't there for it and I don't know when it would have been.
The next email is February 9 from Dawn. Again, Randy is copied on this. And this is document number UE225. And Dawn talks to John about a meeting at the office at 2 o'clock. And do you remember if a meeting went forward as mentioned in this email?
They had the meeting at some point, but I can't tell you how many times Marlon rescheduled. So I don't know if it was that day or maybe another day. I don't know, but they did have the meeting.
Okay. Now the next email I'm bringing up here is UE number 321 from John Knight to Marlon, Dawn, and copied to Randy. And go ahead and take your time and read the email, and then I'll ask you questions about it.
Okay.
All right. Do you remember reading this email before today?
Yes.
All right. So this indicates at this point that the first draft of the grant application was completed. Do you have any independent knowledge as to whether or not that was true?
Yes, it was true.
And this indicates that, quote, based upon the email exchange with Gene Bates today, we understand that if the $800,000 grant is awarded to PEP, that a $500,000 loan will be made to Uprise at a low interest rate, period. The remaining terms and conditions of the loan are yet to be identified, period, end quote. Do you know what email exchange Mr. Knight is referring to there?
Probably, this is my guess. This is my wild guess. That Dawn sent me an email explaining how they would get the grant and then give Uprise a loan, because that is how this whatever they are, community develop, the CDCs. That's what they do. Their sole purpose is to loan money to small business to create jobs in communities for low-income people. And then those loans get paid back, and then they can loan it to someone else so that that money is used in perpetuity forever. And it just keeps, multiplying, whatever that is.
Okay.
But so that's what she explained to me, because I said, why do you get